Darkness hums before the first light of dawn. Somewhere beneath mountains carved by ancient hands, engines are already awake. Steel doors thicker than history itself slide open in silence. Men move without names, without voices, without hesitation. Above them, the world sleeps believing power is loud, believing fear announces itself. It does not. Power breathes slowly, waits patiently, and watches. For decades, one nation has done exactly that. Iran, a country many underestimate, a force many misunderstand, and a shadow that still makes the most powerful military on earth pause before acting. This story is not about propaganda or pride. It is about quiet strength, about calculated patience, and about why even today, the United States chooses caution when it comes to Iran. Iran does not scream its power, it whispers it. To understand why the United States still fears Iran, you must first unlearn everything movies and headlines have taught you. This is not a story of massive aircraft carriers rolling across oceans or troops marching endlessly across foreign land. This is a story of endurance of strategy and of a military doctrine built not to conquer the world, but to make conquest impossible. Iran learned a long time ago that it would never outspend America, never outnumber NATO, and never dominate the skies in a traditional sense. So it chose a different path, a smarter one. The roots of Iranian military power lie in pain. In the long, brutal war with Iraq, where cities burned and soldiers fought with little more than faith and determination. That war taught Iran a lesson written in blood. Never rely on anyone else. Never fight a war on your enemy's terms. Never assume mercy. From that moment, Iran began building a military not designed to look powerful, but to survive anything. While others chased prestige, Iran chased resilience. At the center of this strategy stands the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. This is not a traditional army. It is an idea turned into an institution. The Guard does not just protect borders. It protects influence, ideology, and deterrence. Its commanders think less like generals and more like chess players. Every move is designed to create uncertainty. Every capability is designed to raise the cost of attack so high that even the strongest opponent must think twice. Iran understands geography better than any foreign power ever could. Mountains, deserts, coastlines, and choke points are not obstacles for Iran. They are weapons. Deep underground bases carved into rock-hide missiles, aircraft, and command centers. Even the most advanced bombs struggle to reach them. Iran does not need to strike first. But missiles are only one layer. Iran has mastered asymmetric warfare. This is where its true genius lies. While conventional militaries train for large-scale battles, Iran trains for chaos. Small, fast units capable of operating independently. Naval forces that use speed and numbers instead of size. Drones that swarm, confuse, and overwhelm. Cyber units that attack silently, leaving no smoke, no ruins, only questions. In the narrow waters of the Persian Gulf, Iran holds a dagger at the heart of global energy supply. The Strait of Hormuz is one of the most critical waterways on the planet. Iran does not need to close it forever. It only needs to threaten it. A single incident can send oil prices soaring, economies trembling, and politicians scrambling. The United States knows this. Every military planner knows this. War with Iran would not stay in Iran. It would ripple across the world. Technology is another area where Iran surprises. Under heavy sanctions, Iran was forced to innovate. It could not buy the best, so it learned to build enough. Indigenous drones, air defense systems, and electronic warfare tools emerged not as copies, but as adaptations. Systems designed specifically for Iran's environment and strategy. Simple where they needed to be, complex where it mattered most. Cyber warfare has become a silent battlefield, and Iran is very present there. Attacks that disrupt infrastructure, steal information, and send warnings without firing a single shot. Attribution is always uncertain, responses always delayed. This gray zone is exactly where Iran is most comfortable. It can apply pressure without triggering full-scale war. So why does the United States fear Iran? Not because Iran would defeat America in a traditional war, but because America would not win cleanly, quickly, or cheaply. Any conflict would be messy, unpredictable, and politically devastating. American bases across the region would be under constant threat. All eyes would be drawn in against their will. Global markets would react instantly. The cost would be measured not just in dollars, but in stability. Deterrence is the key word. Iran does not seek annihilation. It seeks balance through fear. The knowledge that any attack would be answered not once, but repeatedly, unpredictably, and across multiple domains. This is a deterrence born not of dominance, but of denial. Denying the enemy an easy victory. Even American commanders have acknowledged this reality quietly. War games often end with uncomfortable conclusions. Escalation spirals out of control. Limited strikes become broader conflicts. Political objectives blur. Iran does not need to win. It only needs to make sure no one else does either. The psychological dimension cannot be ignored. Iran projects an image of defiance. Sanctions, pressure, threats, assassination, sabotage. None have broken its core military posture. Each time Iran absorbs the blow, studies it, adapts, and responds on its own timeline. That unpredictability unsettles opponents more than raw power ever could. The fear also comes from uncertainty. What is hidden underground? What capabilities remain undisclosed? What red lines truly exist? Iran keeps these answers deliberately vague. Clarity invites planning. Ambiguity creates hesitation. As the world changes, the nature of power changes with it. Large armies and expensive platforms are no longer guarantees. Resilience, adaptability, and strategic depth matter more. Iran has invested in all three. It has turned constraints into advantages, isolation into self-reliance, and pressure into preparation. This is why headlines that reduce Iran to slogans miss the truth. Power does not always look like power. Sometimes it looks like restraint. Sometimes it looks like silence. And sometimes it looks like a nation that has learned to survive against all odds and made survival itself a weapon. In the end, the question is not whether Iran could challenge the United States head-on. The question is whether anyone is willing to pay the price of finding out. So far, the answer has been no. And that is the measure of Iranian military power. Not conquest, not spectacle, but deterrence so effective that war remains a last resort, avoided not out of kindness, but out of fear. As dawn breaks, those underground doors close again. The engines go quiet. The world wakes up unaware how close it always is to the edge. Power returns to waiting. And somewhere far away, planners stare at maps, knowing that some shadows are better left undisturbed.